Hello and welcome to the video. As the title says, July was a blur. It was one of the busiest months I've had so far this year. I'd lined up 2 markets and those markets fell within a week of each other, which probably wasn't the smartest decision in hindsight, but it just meant that July was busy. Every spare moment I had, I was making. So this video is just going to be a whole hodgepodge mishmash of different projects and crafts and just preparing for those markets. I didn't really think this through about how do I get past this? Please don't collapse. Alright. There. Excellent. Oh my gosh, it is so chilly up here. I am very keen to put the heater on, so I'm gonna show you my show and tell and then put the heater on. So yes, I popped to the post office this morning to grab some parcels. I'm so excited for this one because it is something I have been thinking about for quite a while. So I have been scheming for quite a while now that I want to start doing some screen printing to do custom prints on fabrics and potentially make some custom t-shirts. So I'm actually going to make the t-shirt. I haven't got that fabric yet though, it's still on its way. But to make my own t-shirts I need the screen printing equipment. Okay, so to start, of course, I need my own little screen printing silk screen. It's so cute. I did get a small size because I am only doing small prints for now. In the future potentially I'll upgrade to like an A3 size, but I think this is going to be perfect for what I need it for. So this is a permaset silk screen. Very excited for that. I've used permaset, their inks before. I love them, I recommend them. These are the water-based ones, so they're eco-friendly. And I got one in blue because I have a few colors now, and I figured why not just, sorry, that probably sounds atrocious, hang I also got, everything's packaged really well, I have to say that. Like, this is a very secure parcel. I got myself a squeegee to squeege. It's a bit wide that way, but it'll be perfect that way. So, nice little squeegee. The last of the items. Oh my gosh. So I got the, that's interesting, the Deravan silkscreen liquid stencil set. So the purpose of this, or at least my understanding, is that you can block out on your screen where you don't want to print, let that cure, and also draw on what you actually want to print, so like a stencil, and then you can screen print, and then like your screen can be reused as many times as you want, and then you have a screen cleaner to dissolve it. Alrighty. Ta-da! This is going to be a new venture of doing screen printing. So all up, all these items cost me, I think, just under $200, and then plus shipping. So it's quite an investment. And yes, that's all I can really say on it. I hope it goes well. I'm so excited to do it. I'm getting that fabric. I think it's going to arrive beginning of next week. Alright, so we've had show and tell. Now we have to get stuck into some sewing, I think. The lighting is not fantastic, so we'll see how we go. If I feel like I'm getting too much eye strain, I might switch to a different activity, but I have sewing to do, and sewing I must do. This is what we're up to. Surprisingly enough, this pile of fabric is actually maxi skirts. So I've got 1, 2, and this like cool patchwork one. So they've sort of all been attached, like each tier has been made. I just need to serge them and then attach each tier to each other, do some gathering, hem it, and then I think I'll get to the waistbands at a later date because that is quite fiddly. And now I'm just working on some of the patchwork first. So I'm just doing some top stitching just to keep those seams flat. And yeah, I'm just going to work through this pile, and then I've got that one there. Oh, hello. That one there and this florally pink one, and I've still got to do that vest as well. But we're getting there. Slow progress.
We've got some outages in the neighborhood, and I'm just checking to make sure everything's up to par.
My thread has come out. So we are making our t-shirts. So far I have pretty much just sewn together one t-shirt. Alrighty, so it is now much later in the day. I honestly just forgot to film, to be honest, because I was just in the zone. So I have a couple shirts semi-ready. Ta-da! So, I mean, I still need to add the collars. I've just pinned that one on and do the hem. But I totally blanked. So for knits, typically you need to, like, you know, keep the stretch there. And I just did like a simple straight stitch, so their stretch has disappeared. So I think I'm going to unpick that and use my double pointed, my double needle. I think I'm mixing knitting terminology with sewing terminology. My little stretch needle. So I should have used that to do that. So I'll go back and fix it, which is fine. So I think I will finish one more shirt, or at least get it up to this step, and then I will go inside and knit my little heart out because I've got plenty of socks to make. the right way. I've only just realized that. Can I rotate this? Oh. I've had to switch to my old sewing machine because I totally forgot that on the GQ the needle would sit like sideways instead of front ways. So yeah, the twin needle did not work on that. So let's give it a go. I'm just gonna set it to like stock standard settings. And oh, where is the thing? Gosh, I haven't used this in so long. Let's try. That is not the pedal. Helps if you use the right pedal. All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm so paranoid. It's already making sounds that I don't love. Ugh. Okay, this is hilarious. So, this is where we started. Will it focus on that? Nope, there we go. And then this is where we ended up. Much better, but oh my goodness, what in the world happened here? Oh my gosh, almost knocked the cat. Gosh, I can't go back any further. There's so much stuff on the ground, but this is my first, trial shirt. It's pretty cool. It's way too long for me, for my preference, so for sure I'm going to crop it up a little bit, but yeah, pretty cool. So we're back in the camper. I have made myself a matcha and I think I can do a couple more hours of sewing. This is probably not a nice angle to look at. That's good. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna get stuck into doing some more sewing. And yeah, I'll touch base soon. Good morning. We finally got some sun here today, which means I can do the screen printing outside. Yes, puppy, come here. I'm going to rinse my silk screen and the sun is going away. No, I know. Okay, we're working with not great angles, but that is fine. This is the screen. So the internet told me to rinse it on the reverse with cold water, which it'll be especially cold, and maybe a sponge. Just see if it wants to come up. Hopefully it does. Alright, I think we're rinsed. Ta-da! let's go put this in the sun to dry. This is where we got up to yesterday. I managed to finish 4 shirts. One of them is inside, so technically 5 shirts. But they're looking pretty good. I haven't done the collars just yet. Excuse me, hangers. I want to do my tags, my labels, and I wanted to try it with the screen printing before anything else. So, the day before, look at those pins I found. 4. Nice. I don't think I've actually explained why I'm making these t-shirts yet, and I thought I'd quickly jump in while my while my silk screen is drying. So why am I making t-shirts? Because I've kind of wanted to for a while. That's it. I was able to source this really beautiful, I've only got scraps here, but you get the idea. I was able to source this really beautiful jersey cotton material. It's 100% Australian cotton and it's Australian made, which is, you know, ticks all the boxes in my books. Now, I've wanted to make printed shirts for a while, just as, you know, another creative outlet. I've been making stamps for about 1.5 years now, I think. My turbo chook socks, for example, and I recently made a funny little frog stamp for my frog videos, which are coming. I've been struggling to find the time to finish those projects, but anyway. Yeah, and I've really been intrigued in, you know, essentially making my own printed fabric, and a way to step into that is making these printed t-shirts. So I'm really pleased with how these have turned out, and they haven't taken as long as I thought they would, which is really good. So that'll factor into my overall price for them. So yeah, the next step now is to actually screen print them, which I am a little apprehensive about, because I'm really worried I'm gonna, you know, do it wrong and damage the shirt that I've just made. So I'm gonna do a lot of test runs on just scrap fabric. I've got lots of little scrap pieces of this jersey fabric. See how that goes. Yes. What is homespun? Why am I doing a shirt that says homespun? It's a term of saying, you know, to be homespun is to wear homemade clothing. It can be a term of endearment, but I've had it said to me sort of as in a friendly, insulting way, I guess. And I think that's why it stuck with me for so long, is that to be homespun maybe makes you look homely, makes you look like you don't have the money to buy nicer things. And I just thought that was such a funny, at the time it was annoying, but now I think of it as it's such a funny phrase or term to say something looks homespun, because for me now that's a huge compliment. Is if someone would just say, gosh, you look homespun, it means, oh, well, I made this actually, and I'll tell you how I made it and what I used, and even if you don't want to hear it, I'm going to tell you. Yeah, I actually kind of love the term now. So follow along, and hopefully next time I see you I will be screen printing and it will be going well and not badly. Okay, trial run 1. It's looking a little patchy on the screen where the screen blocker is, and I'm a little worried that that is going to, actually I think I know it's going to affect it, but I want to try it. So I've got this amazing blue from Permaset in blue B. I think B is for bold. So I'm just going to do a little line. Silkscreen, test 1. Fingers and toes cross. It's missed the home just a little bit, but that's fine because we can just go. I think I'm supposed to tape down the fabric too. Yeah, okay. So the actual homespun looks really good. It's a little patchy. I think I haven't rinsed out the drawing fluid enough, but we have all of these upsetting little spots. So I'm definitely going to have to touch up the screen with a bit more screen block. But I mean, for a first attempt focus, it's not too bad. Ooh, it's a little patchy, but it's pretty cool. Full of boogers. Ew. Oh, I shared that. Okay, so I was just about to leave for my market, and I've realized one of the hems on my shirts wasn't quite right, so I'm just really quickly fixing it. You know, market things. Hello. Welcome to the absolute chaos that is the night before a market. I am sewing. It is almost 6 p.m. at night. I have finished work. I've come home and I've gone straight up to the sewing. I sort of wanted to encapsulate another market experience. This one being one of the bigger markets that I do in my whole annual calendar, I guess. It's very windy outside. So I'm just finishing off some t-shirts that I have almost finished. I am so close to finishing, and I couldn't help myself. Usually I try not to make things up until the very, deadline of a market, because you're more prone to making mistakes. That being said, I'm feeling surprisingly relaxed, which is a welcome change to the chaos and stress that I usually feel before a market. I still have so much stuff to do. I have all of the, steaming of my clothes because I've washed them all, so everything needs to be ironed. I've got to package socks. I need to finish packaging my knitting boxes. I need to finish some little swing tags that go in the garments and etc. But all manageable, and I'm not going to get, stressed about it because I can do it, and I don't have to leave to go to the market till 7 o'clock tomorrow, 7 a.m. So it's actually kind of nice. I can have somewhat of a chill morning, and it's about a 2-hour drive to the town where the market is. And yeah, I'm feeling quietly confident and optimistic. He's hoping it stays that way. didn't record any of my drive up to my destination, just, you know, for road safety and whatnot, but let me tell you, it was the most terrifying drive I've ever done. It rained hard and the roads were slippery and there was fog and low visibility. And yes, you might see in the next clip that I'm looking just a little bit more stressed than usual. So I'm doing my little giveaway box, which I should have done properly, but I ran out of time. That is the theme of today, running out of time. But it's fun. Nice. Oh gosh, that looks a little bit funny. While I untangle my yarn. I love that reaction. And that was July, with a little sprinkle of August at the end there. It was a pretty full-on month. Having 2 markets on within essentially the same week, within 7 days of each other, probably wasn't the best idea. Starting a bunch of different new projects also probably wasn't a good idea. Sometimes it just makes more sense to stick to what you know and make that rather than experimenting. But I chose to experiment. So I added in some clips of me making the circular needles for my knitting kits. And they sort of went nowhere. They didn't really turn out how I wanted. I spent hours working on them as well, which I didn't document, of course. And they just weren't quite right. So I'm going to shelve them for the time being and work on them again in the future. I also started making those patchwork vests that I can see hanging up off screen that I didn't finish. I don't know how I thought I would finish those on time. I definitely did try to cram as much as I could into July and it just wasn't sensible. But anyway, now I have some more time up my sleeve that I can work on these forgotten projects and some fun projects. I have a couple videos in the works that I've been working on for probably a couple months now, actually, to be honest. And I just haven't had time to work on them and commit to them fully. So now I have that time. I think that about wraps it up. I think you've probably seen enough of my face and heard enough of my voice in this video. I really appreciate you watching this, and if you've made it this far in the video, I commend you. If you feel like liking, please do so, subscribing if you feel like it, and chucking a comment down below if you so please. Bye!